Today's our most precious possession. It is our only sure possession. I found it wasn't so hard to live only one day at a time. I learned to forget the yesterdays and not to think of the tomorrows. Each morning I said to myself, today is a new life. A man is not hurt so much by what happens as by his opinion of what happens. Two men looked out from the prison bars. One saw the mud, the other saw the stars. Think of your life as an hourglass. Think of your life as an hourglass. You know there are thousands of grains of sand at the top of the hourglass, and they all pass slowly and evenly through the narrow neck in the middle. Nothing you or I could do would make more than one grain of sand pass through this narrow neck without impairing the hourglass. You, I, and everyone else are like this hourglass. If we do what it takes, one at a time, and let them pass, slowly and evenly, then we are bound to break our own structure. If you have a lemon, make a lemonade. That is what a great educator does. The fool does the exact opposite. If he finds that life has handed him a lemon, he gives up and says, I'm beaten. It's fate. I haven't gotten a chance. Then he proceeds to rail against the world and indulge in an orgy of self-pity. But when a wise man is handed a lemon, he says, what lesson can I learn from this misfortune? How can I improve my situation? How can I turn this lemon into a lemonade? One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We're all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon, instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today. Why are we such fools? Such tragic fools? What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his health? The most important thing in life is not to capitalize on your gains. Any fool can do that. The really important thing is to profit from your losses. Let's never try to get even with our enemies, because if we do, we will hurt them ourselves far more than we hurt them. Let's do as General Eisenhower does. Let's never waste a minute thinking about people we don't like. You can sing only what you are. You can paint only what you are. You must be what your experiences, your environment, and your hereditary have made you. For better or for worse, you must play your own little instrument in the orchestra of life. Relaxation and recreation. The most relaxing, recreating forces are a healthy religion, sleep, music, and laughter. Have faith in God, learn to sleep well, love good music, see the funny side of life, and health and happiness will be yours. Dale Carnegie, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. No matter what happens, always be yourself. The best possible way to prepare for tomorrow is to concentrate with all your intelligence, all your enthusiasm, on today's work superbly today. That is the only possible way you can prepare for the future. Our thoughts make us what we are. When we hate our enemies, we are giving them more power over us, power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. A good deed, said the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, is one that brings a smile of joy to the face of another. Why will doing a good deed every day produce such astounding efforts on the doer? Because trying to please others will cause us to stop thinking of ourselves. The very thing that produces worry and fear and melancholia. Let's not allow ourselves to be upset by small things we should despise and forget. Remember, life is too short to be little. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. When I asked him, Mr. Henry Ford, if he ever worried, he replied, no, I believe God is managing affairs and that he doesn't need any advice from me. He, the God himself, is in charge. I believe that everything will work out for the best in the end. Talk to someone about themselves and they'll listen for hours. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they're doing. Even God doesn't propose to judge a man till his last days, and why should I? Remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Actions speak louder than words, and a smile says, I like you. You make me happy. I'm glad to see you. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. Any fool can criticize, complain, and condemn, and most fools do. But it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. It isn't what you have or who you are or where you are or what you are doing that makes you happier and happy. It is what you think about it. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. It isn't what you have or who you are or where you are or what you're doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It is what you think about it. No matter what happens, always be yourself. When we hate our enemies, we are giving them power over us, power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. Be wise and wiser than other people if you can, but do not tell them so. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. Success is what you get. Happiness is wanting what you get. Our thoughts make us what we are. When dealing with people, remember you are not dealing with creatures of logic, but with creatures bristling with prejudice and motivated by pride and vanity. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Everybody in the world is seeking happiness, and there is one sure way to find it. That is by controlling your thoughts. Happiness doesn't depend on outward conditions. It depends on inner conditions. If you are not in the process of becoming the person you want to be, you're automatically engaged in becoming the person you don't want to be. Do the thing you fear to do, and keep on doing it. That is the quickest and surest way you ever discovered to conquer fear. You can conquer almost any fear if you will only make up your mind to do so. For remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind.